Do we dare say that's the biggest message?
Yes.
I think it is.
Fear is the
exactly.
Hello, all. So, Dolores Cannon had an underlying theme to what made us really sick, or just even slightly ill, and then progressed to the C word or other types of illnesses. And over 40 years of her research, Julia Cannon talks what her mother discovered. And we're going to go over that right now. Let me get the share screen. And you are going to learn the number one cause of illness, according to Dolores Cannon. Here we go.
Thing, boy, and I almost want to clip my wings as I say this.
Okay,
Do
say
I
it
dare?
anyway. Yeah, say it. Say it.
There was something I was really, because we're always so concerned about, well, this stuff in the food and this stuff and this stuff and how to, all these things we're so concerned about. And in one of the sessions that I was privy to listening to, the SC part, they were talking
subconscious.
about
SC is subconscious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When it was talking about, it said, you have to understand that as your frequencies raise, you are actually above these things now.
Yes,
and
thank
these
you.
will not affect you anymore.
Thank you for sharing that. And I mean, it's a complex thing we're going
Yes.
through as we're changing. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
That the frequency of some of the things that we keep going on about, oh, this will kill you, sausage, it'll kill you.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily. But every body is tuned differently
Yes.
and in its different stage of advancement. Because we are moving into a stage where our digestive systems will change because our frequencies change, because our needs for certain kinds of foods change.
Right.
So, I mean, fearing putting everything in our mouth, yet.
Yes. And that is the biggest thing, is fear.
The fear of it.
Fear. And so it's like, that's what, let go of the fear. Just don't fear these things.
Don't fear it. Yet at the same time, things like gluten, our body, it's been manipulated.
Yes.
It has been, I mean, you have a lovely fluffy croissant and it may have had up to 60% gluten added to it to make it light and fluffy.
Right.
Not like the original heirloom wheats, heritage wheats and so forth. So we do have to be aware that, there are some things our bodies just don't dig.
Exactly.
And if you swell up and feel terrible and go to sleep, well, don't eat that food anymore.
Right.
But other than that, there's nothing to fear.
Exactly.
That's a really important message.
I think that's do we dare say that's the biggest message?
Yes.
I think it is.
Fear is the
exactly.
big,
I feel like that's one of my missions on earth, is to eradicate fear.
Yes.
I just, that to me is biggie. That's major. Just stop fear.
So, stop fear. So, she said it right there. And in my practice as a QHHT practitioner, as well as an energy healer, the underlying cause with everybody that I work with has been fear. And, it was, golly, during the onset of World War II, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, according to Roosevelt. And that is true. So even though we find these sayings a little bit trite, there is a really deep meaning. When your body fears, it creates a distortion in your energetic field. That's right. That emotion builds. And according to Dr. Bradley Nelson, that energy can build over time. And as it builds, it disrupts the electromagnetic flow of the body. This is where you begin to get ill. And if you don't get it addressed, if you don't address the emotions, if you do not listen to your body, when your body needs rest, when it needs to be fed, when it needs something, and if you don't recognize what your body is telling you, then you set up the risk of becoming ill. And it happens gradually, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until you find yourself in a complete turmoil of some big ick. So, if you want to start addressing health, the first place you start is recognizing what is it you fear. And if you need help with that, reach out to me at sallyknop.com and book a session, and we'll talk about it. Or find somebody like me. You don't have to come to me, come to somebody like me, but address the fear. And honestly, when we are doing our QHHT sessions, one of the questions we ask is, where is the source coming from that has created this illness in the body? And almost every single time, if it's not a past life energy, it is fear. Fear of fill in the blank created this issue. I'm going to leave it here for now. I wanted to share that little tidbit. Please, if you want, for that full video, go to Open Minds on Gaia.com. And that is Nostradamus and Dolores Cannon with Julia Cannon. And it is season 5, episode 54. And you can watch the entire video there. It is well worth watching. And also, if I might add, I don't get paid for this, but Julia Cannon has a wonderful book out there. And I will leave a link to Ozark Mountain Press for you to click on and buy that book. It is called Soul Speak. So if you are suffering, say, from diabetes, what is it your body's trying to tell you? And it gives you the answer there. Of course, there's not enough sweetness in your life. Why isn't there enough sweetness? At the end of the day, it's fear. So, hey, if you're dealing with fear, anxiety, worry, whatever, reach out to us and let's help you out. You don't have to suffer. You can get over this. All right, together we can do this. That's it for now. Take care. See you on the flip side.